I just got sent home from work because I'm currently recovering from a cold, and even though I feel like I could still do my job perfectly fine, they asked me to go home to rest and to recover. I'm obviously not going to complain about getting some extra time off this week because that means that I can work on my store again. I haven't been working on my store a lot lately. If I'm being completely honest, I have been playing a lot of video games lately. I have taken another day off work because I'm still coughing a lot and I know that they won't allow me back into the office until it's gone. So unfortunately I couldn't go to work today. No matter, because that means that today I have time to make some stickers. So this isn't a restock, but I'm going to be making some completely new products. I'm going to be testing out this holographic laminate that I bought. I've been working on some sticker designs. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen one or two of them. Okay, so two issues right now. I tried double laminating for extra protection, so I put the holo laminate and then I put my usual glossy laminate on top, but it's causing a lot of air bubbles that I can't get rid of. I don't know if you can see that there. Secondly, since I put the holo laminate over the sensor marks, my Cricut can't read them, so it can't cut them. So I'm just going to keep these ones for myself. I don't think this one was a successful run. I feel like the holographic laminate kind of washes out the design underneath it if you look at it from certain angles, but it's super sparkly and cute.
그대 미소에 난 취한 것 같아 자꾸만 웃음이 나 어린아이 장난 같아 다정한 밤 공기가 적당한 걸 바랬던 나를 돼 다른 음악이 돼 달콤해 그대와 나 한 잔에 피냐콜라다보다 달달한 그말 사랑해
Why are you doing this to me?
마음의 이끌림을 따라 내게 다가가 입 맞출래 두근거리는 둘만의 밤 둘만의 밤 파도처럼 그댄 밀려오는데 달콤해 그대와 나 한 잔에 스파클링 와인보다 향긋한 그 말 사랑해 이 세상 누구보다 더 마음의 이끌림을 따라 내게
So I just kind of wanted to record my overall thoughts about this process today and trying out the holo laminate. The first thing that I did notice is that the holo laminate feels thinner than my glossy laminate. I mean, there's no way for me to really show you this, but it just feels different. It feels thinner. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think that if the laminate is too thick, there is a chance that it can come off easily, but if it's too thin, it might not be as durable. Secondly, I found that there was a bit of a learning curve using the holo laminate. My glossy laminate, I will take off the backing paper and I will just put it straight down on the table face down, and then I will put the printed stickers face down on top of that. From there, I kind of just smooth it out and I will poke little holes to get rid of any air bubbles. But for this one, because I needed to cut it very precisely, otherwise my Cricut couldn't read it, I had to figure out how to put it on properly. I think next time I use it, I will have to consider how it also affects my artwork. This specific artwork, it's definitely a lot more muted. So another thing I've noticed is that it seems like the holo laminate separates from the base layer of the sticker a little too easily. Actually, it's just the pink one that I've noticed it from. So I can peel this bit off and that's not the sticker backing. You can see that the laminate's taken some of the design. The laminate is supposed to protect the design underneath and you don't really want it to separate from that design layer. So I may not continue using this pink one. Even though it looks super cute, especially on the duck design, I don't want to sell low quality products. As much as I love this, I'm gonna have to think about whether or not I want to put it to my shop. It's looking super messy right now. A lot of the rubbish down there. Today isn't an art day, but I really wanted to share some of my other cozy hobbies with you. So our pet snail, Snailbird, has been living in this plastic takeaway container for pretty much his entire life, and I thought it was finally time to give his dwelling a little upgrade. This was the smallest glass tank that I could source for free. It was definitely too big, and it didn't come with a lid, but let's not worry about that for now. I decided to use coir peat as the substrate after doing some googling. There was so much conflicting information that I found it to be more confusing than helpful, but Snailbird survived this long with us being quite ignorant to snail care, so I believe he'll survive regardless. Anyway, I couldn't finish setting up his tank on this day because after adding water to the coir peat brick, it was completely drenched and soggy. So So at this point I decided to spend some time on my plants instead. They really needed the TLC. Whoa!
Did you just like tackle him?
Attacked him! I was finally able to add some support poles to my large monstera plants and my Queen of Hearts plant. I think they look a lot better now, and hopefully they'll grow up strong. Since I haven't been able to spend much time taking care of my plants in general, I decided that I should combine 3 of my plants together into one pot. But most of them were really viney, so I ended up chopping most of them up for propagation. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this little side quest, and let's get back into the art. My key rings came! I was really nervous that they got lost in the mail because the tracking number that I received had that they were delivered and I couldn't find them. But it turns out they were just in my mailbox, and I don't really check my mailbox. I'm nervous and excited to open them, so let's do it. My studio is currently just in a perpetual state of disarray at the moment. There's just a lot going on. I also thought this package would be bigger. I'm pretty sure the back of it has some sort of protective seal over the design at the moment that you can peel off. Same for this one, I think. Yeah, it's pretty cute. You can like not really see any sort of seam on the side. So the front side has epoxy on it and the back side does not. There seems to be some sort of construction going on outside, and I'm so sorry, but this is the only time I can film. The only thing that I wish they did differently was to attach this flower piece. I'm pretty sure I asked for it like in the 2nd or 3rd link of the chain, but I can kind of see why they did that. It's because these links are very different from these ones, so maybe that's the reason why, but I think I might experiment and I might try and move these a little higher to see how I feel about them, because I also want to attach some beads to it. But yeah, I am feeling pretty happy with how they came out. Unfortunately, I can't play with them now because I got like 5 orders within the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, which is not something that usually happens, but I'm so short on time right now and I'm afraid that I won't be able to get the orders out in time, so I need to do that quickly before I can think about doing more keyring stuff. I've been printing more stickers. I haven't really been recording it just because of the lack of time. work. I knew that I had the package waiting for me because I actually received it this morning. I just didn't have time to open it. I'm so happy with how these products turned out. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a comparison with the keychains that I received earlier. I'll leave that for tomorrow because it's getting a little bit late now, but I just couldn't wait to open them. So as you guys saw last night, I received my packages with the rest of my items yesterday, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. It was my first time really manufacturing more expensive items. So I've manufactured stickers and prints in the past, but I've never really done like keychains before or magnets before. So it was a really cool experience, and I just wanted to speak about it. So I ordered from 2 different manufacturers. One of them was Vograce and another one is called Melody Charms. I didn't know about Melody Charms. I was looking into Vograce a lot, and then because your phone is like always listening to you, I started getting ads for Melody Charms on Facebook, so I decided to check them out. When I went onto the Melody Charms website, it had a similar vibe to Vograce. A lot of people were saying how they used Vograce and decided to try out Melody Charms and the quality was superior. So I actually hadn't used Vograce either, but I just knew it was a really popular manufacturer. It was really like a safe option. So regarding the prices, Melody Charms was a little bit cheaper. With the shipping fees, I feel like it was really similar, to be honest. And honestly, everything came out a little more expensive than I thought it would. And I think this is just because both websites use US dollars and I live in Australia, so the Australian dollar is not as strong as the US dollar. Both of them had very similar processes. So in terms of customer service, I think that Vograce kind of like won in this regard. I do want to note that when I was placing my orders, I asked for a lot of customization and like very specific kind of materials and shapes. I included diagrams with the ones that I feel like were a little bit more complicated. Although both of them delivered very close to perfect what I wanted, the people at Vograce paid more attention to what I was saying. So the way it works with these manufacturers is that you upload your art and then they'll send proofs that you have to kind of confirm before it gets sent to manufacturing. I did notice with Melody Charms that they had a specific clause which was kind of like, once we send you the proof, you need to approve it within 24 hours or it'll automatically be sent to manufacturing. And I kind of understand that. I understand that they want to keep their production time short, but it felt a little bit stressful at the time because I was also just going through a really busy part of my life. And every time I got an email from them, I would like freak out and be like, oh my god, I have to look at this right now before they send it to manufacturing. I will say that they were very patient with me. I ended up changing my artwork like 2 or 3 times. So with Vograce, I didn't feel this stress. They sent me proofs, but there was no 24-hour window. And it also felt more personalized. Like they had like a Vograce rep or something talk to me and email me when I was having technical issues and questions. It was always like the same person and she was very helpful. But that felt kind of nicer. They paid more attention to the notes that I gave, because with Melody Charms, I had to reiterate what I wanted. The only communication was them sending me like automated email and then just the images of the proofs. There wasn't really any like notes. But in terms of quality, I think that although both manufacturers have very high quality, the Melody Charms like keychains came out kind of nicer. So this is kind of, in my opinion, not really that big of a thing. Like if I was buying keychains, it wouldn't really affect whether or not I'd buy it, but I do want to mention it because it is something that Melody Charms advertises on their website. So this keyring is from Vograce. This is my favorite keyring that I've gotten. So when I turn this sideways, you can kind of see the different layers that were used to make this keychain. So there's like a line right in the middle where I assume that's the artwork. But I have noticed that with the Melody Charms keychains, they do not have that at all. If I lay this completely flat on its side, it just looks like transparent. I can't even see where the design is, and I think that's like insane. Like that there's no layers at all that I can see there. For that reason, I do feel like the Melody Charms quality is higher. I also chose gold keychains for a few of my designs. So as you can see, the one from Melody Charms is a lot more brighter. It's a lot more yellow, and the one from Vograce is a lot more subtle. I'm wondering how quickly they'll fade because I have personally bought keychains with gold chains on them, like gold hardware, and they've pretty much faded to silver, all of them. In that respect, maybe it is better that the Melody Charms ones are brighter because maybe that means they'll last longer. As you can see, they also have different links. So I like that the Vograce ones are kind of like bigger. I think they look more elegant than the Melody Charms ones. I kind of prefer the links to be bigger because it means that I can attach extra things to it. Also, just kind of want to talk about the whole shipping experience I had with them, since both companies I assume are based in China. That's where my packages came from. So both my orders were in production for about a month. I think they were kind of sent out around the same time. But with the Melody Charms, I had a freak out because I had no idea where they were. I didn't receive any sort of like tracking information until I received a notification that they had already arrived and had been delivered and signed off, and I was like, I did not sign anything off. It turns out that the package was in my mailbox and I didn't check. Then when I opened that package, it only had half of my order, so I freaked out again. I was like, oh my god, where's the rest of my stuff? Like, did they just forget to make it and send it out? Like, did it not go through production? What happened? And I went on live chat, and then they gave me the second shipping number, and it arrived pretty shortly after that. With Vograce, I got a shipping number when it had already arrived in Australia, I'm pretty sure, and then they delivered it through like the usual like Australia post. That was fine, and that was easy, and all of my order was in a box. So now, having experienced both manufacturers and knowing the quality of both manufacturers, which one would I choose in the future to make my keychains for me? So as mentioned, I think both manufacturers are capable of producing high quality items, and I'm really happy with all the items that I got. I think the Melody Charms quality is better, but the Vograce service is better. At the moment, Vograce offers so much variety with their products, which is why I couldn't order some of these things from Melody Charms. I think they're a new company, I'm not entirely sure, but they don't have as many options to manufacture items. Vograce has so many things like washi tape and mouse pads and lanyards and pillows, and I can definitely see myself making some of those things in the future. I think if Melody Charms eventually adds those things, I'll consider it. Customer service is also one of those really huge points for me. Like, I like Vograce's customer service a lot better. That honestly makes me want to buy from them a little more. I just feel like the 24-hour window from Melody Charms makes me feel a little bit stressed, especially as someone who works a full-time job. So I'm really excited with everything that I got. I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do a little shop update like within a month or so. Honestly, I was hoping that I could do it by now, but it is what it is. I'm working my hardest and my fastest, and I still love making videos, and that takes up a lot of my time too, but I don't know, I enjoy it, so you know, like, why not? Yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.